Hi, this is Glenda, and this is the design for my soap that I'm making today, Gaudi soap. I'm getting first the fragrance ready. I will be using peppermint from Lone Star Candle. As far as colorants, I will be using titanium dioxide from Berry. So here I have the oils. It's a very small amount of oils, and they are at 114 Fahrenheit and 45 Celsius. Now the lye water should be at room temperature because I made it yesterday and I kept it in a sealed container. Let's see, 24 Celsius, 77 Fahrenheit. The bulk of the soap is actually going to be the soap scraps that I've chopped, and I have it in different colors, some purples, some teal, some blue. Pretty much is leftover soap dough that became hard, so I chopped it off because I didn't store it properly. So this part is just gonna go in between that soap dough, the chopped pieces. So I'm going to add the titanium dioxide to the oils first to disperse them, since everything is just gonna be the one color on as far as this goes. And I did mix it with some sunflower oil ahead, and I tried to disperse yesterday the small portions of it so that there is not a lot of drag in the soap from the titanium dioxide, but we'll see how that goes. Alright, so this is just the oils, and I'm just going to blend them to disperse the titty. Alright, so that's looking pretty white. Hopefully it will be a white soap so that it makes a good contrast with the other pieces. And now I'm just going to add the lye water to it, and I'm not going to blend it too much after it because titanium dioxide does tend to make accelerate trace or make the batter go thick, and since it's gonna be a while adding the multiple layers, I don't want it to get too thick too soon. So I'm just going to blend it shortly, try to enrich emulsion, and if anything, just a very light trace. It's gonna be hard to tell when emulsion has reached because the oils already look white. Alright, I have reached a very light trace, so I'm going to go ahead and just start pouring this into the mold. I'm going to do a very thin layer at the bottom first, just like that, and I'm going to add my first. Now some of this soap, it has hardened, but not to the point that I will say that it's cured, because it has been kept in plastic bags, but it has hardened too much to be used as soap dough. And that was actually what gave me the idea to make this soap. I first had chopped a bunch of pieces, then I added a little bit of water and let it soak, and it became soft. Not as soft as I wanted it to be, but soft enough to be able to make these chameleons out of it. I was reminded of Gaudí's chameleon because of the chopped pieces, and the real chameleon is also made of chopped pieces, but in that case of ceramic, like most of the work in the park is. And I'm referring to Park Güell, which is a touristic attraction in Spain. It was meant to be a wealthy neighborhood when it was built in the early 1900s. However, it didn't quite work out, so eventually it was turned into a park. And it is one of the places in which Gaudí's work can be seen, However, all throughout the city of Barcelona, you can see buildings that he designed, and the most famous one, of course, is the Church of La Sagrada Familia. I had the opportunity to visit Park Güell when I was younger. I was probably 18 or 19 at the time, and I went with my sister. I visited the park, and I was really impressed with everything in it. Unfortunately, I don't have many pictures of it. If I do find some pictures, I'm going to put them here. And the reason why I don't have any pictures is because I had a 35mm camera that I didn't load the film properly into it. So most of the pictures that I thought I took were not really taken because the film was just messed up. So it was sad. But just as there was something wrong with that trip and those pictures, something wrong is going to happen with this soap. And you see me adding all these layers, and at the end, I'm not going to have this layer definition that I wanted. Alright, I just remembered that I didn't put the fragrance oil, so I just remove everything from the mold. And I'm going to try to incorporate it as best as I can. Initially, I wanted all the colors to be in specific layers by color. Not everything is just gonna be all together. This is indeed plan B. And now I'm just going to tap it against the table just to release some air bubbles. I try to get the bubbles out more by the repetition than by being too harsh or knocking this too hard. And the more I knocked it down, I saw more bubbles come up to the surface. But I'm just gonna let it set for a little bit, and then I'm going to add the chameleons. Alright, it's been a few minutes, so I'm going to start adding the embeds. Oh, I don't think the soap's ready. They seem to be sinking too much. I'm gonna pull it out and wait some more. Alright, so it has been about 24 hours and the soap's ready to come out of the mold. At least on the outside it looks nice. And now I'm gonna cut it and see what it looks like inside. This is gonna be very tricky because the chameleons, I made them too big for the top of the soap. So they may lose a foot or two. Oh, I lost some there. I think I hadn't tightened the wire here and I didn't pull it all the way down. But that's how it looks. It smells really good. And that's the next one. Because some of the scraps were a little bit hard. Not cured, but hard. This is giving me some trouble, so I'm gonna cut the rest with a knife.